Hi, my name's Daryl. So fair warning, if you have issues with profanity, you might want to turn this video off now because there's going to be some of it in this video. So I don't know if you remember this story, but this was back in September 10th of 2024. And Tony Filosa was saying, the CEO of Jeep was saying they are not going to release the Wagoneer S EV until it's perfect. All right. So they've seen other EV automakers, 4xe, the Jeep 4xe, get released, and they weren't ready for prime time. And he said, well, don't worry, it's going to be perfect by the time we release it. Well, so then we get a story from Mopar Insiders, and they talk about the new Charger Daytona is actually being sent out to dealers. Now, the Daytona got terrible coverage from multiple YouTubers about, lots of issues with the tuning of the electric vehicles and the drivetrain. You had throttle lag on an EV where you shouldn't have throttle lag. The sports mode didn't work right. The extra horsepower from the boost mode didn't work at all. And so they really needed to do some work on it. Now, worse yet, they had issues with them bricking. So supposedly the Dodge Chargers were in containment, so they weren't being released because they had to do updates on them. Supposedly the updates were going to fix the problem. So yeah, they did the updates, I guess, on some of them, and they started releasing them, and they're going out to dealers. Well, find out that after they've released them, this is reported by TK's Garage, yeah, they're bricking. So a whole bunch of Chargers at more than 4 dealerships are bricking. Now, the Charger so let's put this back together, the Dodge Charger Daytona and the Jeep Wagoneer S, similar platforms. The Wagoneer S sits on the frame platform, the Dodge Charger sits on the large platform, but it's similar in regards probably to the battery manufacturer and a lot of things that they work, some of the software and things, but they've also been supposedly having problems with the Wagoneer S. And remember that they weren't going to sell it till it's perfect. Well, now TK's Garage is reporting that the Wagoneer S is being released. Now, it's not being released, I think, in the volume that the Charger Daytona is being released, but it is showing up at dealerships. And one customer who emailed TK, they were on their way to Starbucks after picking up the car, and it bricked. So came up with a code, got to replace the battery. So, I really can't understand why the Stellantis is releasing vehicles that they know are going to be bad. Are they just saying, well, get them out into customers' hands, and as they break, we'll fix them? Not to worry, we have extra batteries. Maybe they don't have to pay for the battery replacement. Maybe they have some sort of deal with the manufacturer of the battery. Or maybe they don't think that they're going to sell very many of them. They just want to get them into dealers' hands. Because these were supposed to be 2024 models, right? It's 2025, right? We should be seeing 2026 sometime soon. But I just can't believe that they're doing this. And there's a way out, right? It's not easy. Maybe the board is saying, hey, we got to get these things out. We're going to take this huge loss. But they don't want to have this egg on their face when customers have problems with all of these cars. And like I said, they already have a solution. So the Dodge Charger, it can use the Hurricane, right? So they've got the new Hurricane inline 6-cylinder twin turbo that is ready to go into the Chargers. I think it was going to be released a little bit later, but just put the EVs on hold, just stop it, and put all your focus on putting the Hurricane engines, which is what customers want anyway. Not very many Charger customers, true Mopar fans, want an EV in the first place. So why in the are you doing this? Okay, so for the Wagoneer S, Stellantis knows that customers don't want a pure EV in their truck, right? So when they did the pre-orders of the Ram Charger or the Ram Rev, the Ram 1500, 75% of the customers want the range extending Pentastar V6 in there, charging up the battery. Guess what? The Wagoneer S sits on the same frame platform as the Ram 1500 Ram Charger. It's ready to go, right? They're putting all their focus and Ram on that Ram 1500 Ram Charger. They should do the same damn thing on the Jeep Wagoneer S. Put the Wagoneer S on hold and put the Ram Charger, range extending Pentastar V6, tried and true, put that in your Wagoneer S. And just stop playing these games. I thought we were done with games. I thought Stellantis was done with them games. They've got some new leadership. Why are they making this decision now? It just makes no sense, and it makes me so mad. So my advice to you, do not buy the Dodge Daytona EV, wait for the Hurricane engine, and do not buy the Jeep Wagoneer S EV model, wait for the plug-in hybrid version, the Ram Charger version of those vehicles. End of story. Well, it's not quite the end of the story, because there was a report about Stellantis basically being the least trusted dealer in regards to all of the dealers out there. It used to be Ford, but now Stellantis has taken the lead. And they are saying that a whopping 72% of dealers said that they had no trust in Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. So they are now going to even make this even worse by releasing these EVs to their dealers that's going to have to deal with this, and they're going to have to deal with their customers, because their customers are going to lose all faith in Stellantis or Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, or whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. So now I'm done with the story. Now in my next news segment, and this makes a little bit more sense. Carlos Tavares, the old CEO, said he would never buy credits. We're going to just do what we need to do in order so we don't have to buy credits, regardless of. That's impossible, right? So Stellantis has made the decision to join, as well as other manufacturers such as Toyota, Ford, Subaru, and Mazda, to pool their credits with electric-only Tesla in regards to the CO2 credits for meeting emission requirements in the EU. So if you don't know, the EU has adopted even stricter carbon dioxide regulations this year. And so in order to meet those, they're going to basically use Tesla, who only sells EVs, so they've got lots of credits to give away. And I would imagine Tesla is charging a lot of money for them, but it's going to be less than the penalties that they would have to pay if they don't do this. So that's, hey, it's a smart move by Stellantis there. So anyway, this is Daryl with your Jeep news, and I hope to see you in the next one very soon. Hopefully I won't be cussing quite as much.